The very word AI. For the longest time, humanity couldn't hide the shiver deep down in our souls. We shook at the unblinking red eye of Hell 9000. We ran from the godlike, delusional grip of Shodan. Through these faces, we saw the most primal fear of mankind, the electronic dread born of pure logic. But back in '94, Union City gave a different answer. When Watchman's visual master Jeff Gibbons took the pen, he didn't paint this world in cheap neon colors. Instead, with raw lines and some modeled rust, he forged a giant steel dome. This ancient classic is our star for today, Beneath the Steel Sky. Down under in the future, global ecosystems are dead. Civilization shrank into a mega island, Union City. The savage lands outside are just called the Gap. One is our final hope, the other, dump for its savagery. Our hero Foster is a wanderer raised out there, though it wasn't our birthplace. After the crash that killed his mother, the local tribal elders took us in. We grew up and woke up our hacking talent. But just today, a squad of corporate guards from the city pulled up in a huge chopper right before the tribe. Under the guise of taking us, they trashed my robot body Joy and brutally slaughtered the whole tribe, choking back my burning rage. I hid Joy's memory chip away, following that animal Reich, off to God knows where. After watching the GOG intro comic, if you haven't played this game yet, you'd never guess if it were a drink. Base isn't like other games in its genre, not a harsh burning shot of liquor. It's more like a rich, smooth cup of English black tea. No intense Eastern Front action here, just a pure joy in riding a Churchill tank. I was fooled by the comic too, thought I was getting Mad Max. Halfway in, realized it's Mr. Bean! If you are a hardcore gamer, hoping to digest a serious capitalist doomsday, well, sorry, you are in the wrong place. This is a British humor utopia, packed with gentlemen. Down here, you don't worry about cyber psychosis. What drives you crazy is, before you get your bow or water, you gotta fill out 15 forms just to be safe. This pure-blood British wit is the game's true stroke of genius. But jokes aside, out of all the AI stories, Base had the most charming soul of all, our robot sidekick Joey. He's not some grind, all-knowing machine pioneer. He's a handcrafted, trash-talking body stuck on a circuit board. Bickering with him through the adventure really made me understand what Joy is my dog means. Man can live without his dog. This weird fantasy of fighting alongside JoJo takes the heavy edge of our escape, adding a touch of James Bond swagger. Up to here, if you are feeling the hype, well, my friend, you are in luck. The game is totally free on GOG.com. You can play it yourself, get stuck, and then come back to watch this. Though I bet you will get stuck, unless you are a genius. But if you stick around, then right now, grab your circuit board. Let's dive deep beneath the steel sky together, searching in a world ruled by pure logic for what a human soul is really worth. After this long-planned kidnapping, we were coerced by Officer Reich, flying straight towards his base, Union City. But right as we hit the city's airspace, a malicious signal hijacked our chopper. Before the pilot could even react, we nosedived right into a nearby overpass. Struggling out of this smoking pile of scrap, rubbing our reeling head, we realized someone else actually survived. And over at the crossing, backup officers showed up. Catching a glimpse of the guns in their hands, we bolted forwards without a second thought. Thanks to their top-tier potato aim, we successfully slipped into a massive factory. Crawling up the stairs carefully, and standing at the very top, we held our breath and kept a close eye on the pursuers below.
What you want? Looking for a saboteur from the Gap. He crashed a chopper and escaped. Oh, sounds dangerous to me. Don't worry, he's not going anywhere. We cut the power to the elevator, and the crash has blocked the walkway. What if he comes in here? You'll be fine. We posted guards. And Reich wants to hunt him down personally. Reich, eh? This guy must be important. Yeah, we got orders direct from Link. Take him alive before he does any more damage. Best of luck to you. These guys are out to get me. But why? They already destroyed my home and my people. Well, Reich, whoever you are, it's retribution time. Gotta be clever. Play them at their own game. First thing is to get Joey running again.
Turns out these cops are all Rex lackeys. That Walker guy's just headed to the right. But this guard is camping right down there, waiting to catch us like sitting dogs. This is gonna be tricky, so we'd better start searching around first. On the right, we spot a heavy iron door. The note on it says it's a fire exit. But to get its key, you gotta fill out an application form. Such thick bureaucracy! After failing to force it open, we had no choice. Only can tiptoe down the left stairs, hoping the Benny hydraulic press below would distract him. But halfway down, the eagle-eyed guard instantly put his gun and fired a clean shot at us. Oh my god, I'm not Jackie Chan! Responding real quick, we wised up a bit this time. Searching the left side, we found something new. Right above a red mark, a piece of rebar is sticking out of the wall. We used every ounce of strength to snap it off. Tried it on the right-hand door, and we actually pried it open. But, the loud screeching instantly drew the guard's attention. He immediately charged up, cursing at us. Quickly running through the door, we were totally shocked by the scenes ahead. This fire exit leads straight to a bottomless abyss between buildings. If we hadn't hit the brakes in time, we'd be a puddle of meat paste right now. We slammed the door shut to think of a plan. In the blink of an eye, the cop caught up to us. He kicked the iron door wide open, hoping to clean his bounty on us, but the scene ahead totally caught him off guard.
He must have jumped. Fell all the way to ground level.
This guy is a true genius. Came up with his own report without us saying a word. With that work ethic, getting promoted is just a matter of time. Silently thanking his kindness, we weren't in a rush to leave. Instead, we took a moment to enjoy the still scenery. We noticed the logo on the building across the way. This reverse Z logo perfectly matches the one on the crashed chopper. We figure its command center must be right below it. Having survived our first ordeal, we snuck back inside. Noticed the good cop had already left the factory. The area below is finally safe. Heading down the stairs, we found the left door wouldn't open, so we had to go right. This cramped room is piled high with scrapped machinery, but the most eye-catching is that giant transporter up there. Tried to bolt it up, and unsurprisingly, we failed. Just as we were about to lose hope, in that pile of junk down there, a familiar shape caught our eye. And then, Joey's gear of fate began to turn. Seeing our Joey again, he didn't shed oil tears we imagined. Instead, this sassy guy wasted no time roasting our terrible taste, blaming us for only finding him a vacuum cleaner shell. But in my humble opinion, doesn't this look just like the famous Sir Kill-A-Lot? It's pretty badass, alright? Jokes aside, after accepting his new reality, Joey went right back to his day job, throwing us a warning prompt, pointing out that we're a whopping 120 meters above ground. We could only say we've already seen it. To figure out the layout here, we asked Joey if he could boot up that transporter, but he actually refused, claiming he's just a low-level cleaner. How dare you defy me? Oh well, after poking around with no luck, we keep moving right to explore the next room. But right as we walked in, we got busted by that guy in green shirt. He spun around immediately and questioned us.
What do you want? Weren't you told? Routine inspection. Nobody told me. I'm too busy to show you around. Don't worry, I can show myself around. You won't even notice I'm here. Where did you get that robot? I built him. Like it? It's crap, son.
This guy is wild. Straight up called Joey a piece of junk. He's not wrong. We literally picked him up outside. Since our routine inspection excuse actually worked, we started snooping around. But besides some terminals and posters, there's really nothing useful here, so we had to bother the guy again. He chilled out a bit this time and introduced himself as Hobbins. When we asked who's the boss around here, he mentioned a supervisor named Lamb. Such a cute and fluffy name. Back to the chat, we kept asking who's really running the show. He said Union City is run by the council, but the real brain behind them is a super AI named Link, built by top scientists over many years. And where we are right now, it's the city's core recycling plant. Hearing this, we quickly cut in.
Do you buy scrap metal?
I don't want to be recycled, Rob. I like the chill, really.
Hey, gotcha! Knew I could scare him. Before Joy could recover from his panic, we squeezed more info out of Hobbins. Turns out this place is called the Airy Tower. By the council's rules, the low-class industrial zones are all at the top, while the rich get to live on the ground level. So the whole society is like an upside-down pyramid. Regular workers could bust their ass all their lives and never touch the real ground, worse than the Dark Ages. We quickly asked how to get down, but his answer was a huge bummer. Thanks to a certain handsome guy surviving a crash, Officer Reich locked down the only way down, the elevator. But he also dropped a hint. The freight elevator is dead due to that transporter broke down. Bingo! That is our way out. We wrapped up the chat and headed straight out the door, taking a good look around. Hobbins was right. There's a freight elevator platform right in the middle. Without thinking, we jumped right on it and triggered the alarm.
Hey, what you doing?
I told you already. Routine inspection.
Well, keep off that elevator. I can't hear myself think.
Phew, close one. Glad we got away with it. This time, while he was busy checking, we sneaked back into his room, hoped to steal a keycard or something. But all we found in his locker was his sandwich lunch. Before we could check the bottom part, Hobbins came back. We slammed the locker shut in a panic and pretended to inspect the room. After surviving that little crisis of trust, we decided to push Joy a bit harder, so we talked to him again.
Can you start that transport?
How do you expect me to do that? I'm just a cleaning droid, remember?
It's the, Knopfler charge reducer thingy.
In that case, all it needs is a jump start. This is embarrassing, Foster. You're not gonna watch, are you? I always suspected you of being a voyeur.
Come on, just do it.
Here goes. There. How was it for you?
With a quick little shudder from Joey, the transporter was back online. Following its path, we saw it moving boxes onto the elevator. Seeing the hatch open, we timed it perfectly and jumped in, sliding down the chute into the unknown. With a heavy thought, we got on our feet and realized we just landed in the factory's incinerator. The raging fire made everything glow red. And there's a creepy camera staring right at us on the left. We just had to check it out and couldn't resist cracking a joke.
Some oven. Wonder what's cooking.
Is every guy from London a secret comedian? After looking around, our mascot Joey finally flew down. Talking to him, he sounded super defensive, scared we might just toss him into the fire. We quickly put a friendly face and explained just needed his cute little robot arms to pick the lock behind us. Seeing our sincere attitude, his Silicon brain decided to trust us one more time. After some tweaking, the door finally opened. But what happened next blew our minds.
No sudden moves, Overman. Get over to the furnace.
You're Officer Reich, I presume. You've made a mistake. I'm not Overman.
Link, we can't let him escape.
What the hell is going on?
Man, Link does not mess around, slicing its own guy Reich in half. And somehow, we didn't even take a single point of damage. Looting Reich's still warm body, we snagged a high-level ID card and grabbed his sunglasses, since he won't be needing them anymore. Staring back at the camera in the corner, we realized the real conspiracy has just begun. Knowing we shouldn't stick around, we called Joey and carefully walked out the door. Stepping outside, we finally got a peek at this concrete jungle. Heading up the stairs, we spotted the console's logo on the room next door. Definitely put us on high alert. Poked our heads in and realized it's some kind of corporate reception area, and the two guys sitting there looks awfully familiar. Wait, is that the legendary comrade Trump and Gorbachev over there? Since when did these two become time travelers? Fully confused, we went over to chat.
Yes? I'd like to... Is this regarding a domestic incident? I've been transferred from domestics. I have this tendency to get emotionally involved. You're too sensitive, Sam. It's my nature, Norville.
It's not about a domestic.
That's a relief.
Oh, I get it now. Turns out these two are Uncle Sam and Norville. Seriously thought we stumbled into a red alert 4. But after all that talking, we got absolutely zero useful intel out of these boomers. Besides yawning and picking their noses, their only advice was to go check the terminal ourselves. Talk about getting shut down. Guess we're gonna do it ourselves. Checking the scanner on the floor, looks like some kind of security keypad. We decided not to mess with it right under their noses, and headed straight for the terminal in the corner instead. Swiped the Rex ID card to log in, and did a little snooping on our favorite dead cop. Turns out he lived in a place called Bellevue. Judging by his link status level 5, this guy was definitely upper management. We also found out his recent bank records were all about fishing and motorcycle. What a man of culture! Moving on to the other tabs, under the Gazetteer tab, we learned about some other local businesses, like the Anchor Insurance Company, also in Bellevue. But honestly, none of this is really helping us right now. Logged out, walked out of there, and kept exploring to the left. But right at the next corner, we found another blocked entrance, so we walked up to play dumb again.
What's going on?
Security alert. Inter-level movement is suspended.
Tell him you've got a gun, Rob.
Did your vacuum cleaner speak?
No, I'm a ventriloquist.
What do you take me for, a dummy?
No, really, watch this. A day, a day, a day.
I saw your lips move.
You didn't.
Did too. I've seen better acts. At the Security Services Social Center.
What a brilliant and cranky guard! If any of you guys know what the accent is, let me know in the comments. I gotta 1v1 him to see whose accent is thicker. My money is on me. Anyway, leaving the poor guy alone, we kept moving left, walked into a room with a lightning bolt sign on the door, which turned out to be the main power room, and found yet another bold dude snoozing on the job. Seeing him enjoying his paid nap, we just had to wake him up.
Excuse me.
Yep. What do you want, speak up?
I'm here to inspect the plant.
Oh, I'm allergic to plants. They give me sores and boils.
I meant the power plant.
Well, what's stopping ya? Who are you anyway?
My name's Foster.
Stay away from him, Rob. He's a human bomb.
What are you talking about?
He's got a fuse in his mouth.
That's a cigarette. He's inhaling the smoke for pleasure.
Get serious, Foster.
Never would have thought our sweet little Joey could call him a human bomb. Kind of a fitting description, honestly. The dude woke up on the wrong side of the bed. After brushing off our questions, he just went straight back to sleep. Taking this chance, we quickly checked out the power box nearby, but realized without a specific key, that thing is not budging. Bummer! We have to leave it for now. Looking around the entrance, we noticed under that hazing machine, there were 2 exposed control switches. Told Joey to go hack it, but absolutely nothing happened. Oh no, we were officially stuck. Leaving the room, we headed all the way back to the far right, and ended up right where our chopper crashed. Seeing the guards securing the scene, we played the innocent bystander and asked what happened. Obviously, slipping past him is a no-go right now. After thanking him, we turned back and followed his directions. Right next to the factory, we finally spotted the elevator down to the lower levels. And that's not all. On the wall nearby, we found this super sketchy exposed red wire. But since we didn't have any tools, we didn't touch it. And then, heading inside the factory. Compared to the dead zone outside, this place is actually bumping. Got a beefy robot over there, sweating it out on the assembly line. But being human, our eyes immediately looked onto the lady standing nearby, so we walked up and tried to play it cool.
What are you doing?
I'm checking the pipes. They have to be perfect.
That's ridiculous. If they have to be perfect, they should be checked by a robot.
What's that?
He's my mechanoid chum Joey.
It's cute. Does it do tricks?
Not really. He just follows me around and gets in my way. Have security been in here?
Yeah, they really stirred up. Think they were looking for someone.
How do I get down to ground level?
Take the elevator. Or the big jump if you're desperate. Look, I'm not supposed to talk to you.
Why not?
Supervisor's orders.
I'm transferring you, lass.
I wish you wouldn't call me that. My name is Anita.
Don't answer back, woman. Report to the testing room immediately. What are you doing here? Do you know who I am, lad?
I've no idea. I don't work here.
I'm Gilbert Lamb, the supervisor.
Mind if I look around?
I certainly do. Who are you?
Safety inspector.
Outrageous! I've not been notified. Besides, we were inspected last week.
This is a random spot check.
I don't care. Get out!
Talk about an epic fail. Not only did we get zero info out of flirting, we also got kicked out by Lamb and his fancy fur coat. Just for the record though, I'm not backing down. This is just a full scripted event. If this was an open world game, I would have stolen his robot out of spite. But you know what they say, the more you think about it, the madder you get. As soon as we stepped out, we instantly turned right back around, pointed at the big guys and started hyping Joey up.
Do you want a new shell, Joey?
Do you mean that welder?
That's right. You like it?
I'll say. It's a mutt's nuts.
The shell can't be removed while the robot's active.
Too bad we just talked a big game, because we didn't actually have the tool to shut the thing down. Even with Joey drooling over it, our hands were tied, so we had to put the upgrade plan on hold. Leaving the factory, we bumped into Mr. Lamb trying to take the elevator down. After a quick chat, we learned security completely put a plug on the elevator. Even a top dog like him couldn't get home. To make the poor guy feel better, we casually complimented his coat. That definitely hit the spot. He proudly told us it was made from the last 10 beavers on Earth. Then he stepped aside to wait for security to catch the intruder. Watching him aggressively sweep his card, only we knew that good news was never coming. After confirming Reich's card was also useless here, we had to break this deadlock, which meant digging deeper for clues. While wandering around like headless chickens, we accidentally looked back to the far left and noticed the goofy guard wasn't blocking this door anymore. Going inside, we realized this led right back to the junkyard from the beginning. But right now, we really needed to find that elevator switch, so we headed back to the power room. Taking a closer look at the machine by the door, it literally says Search Test Panel in huge letters. Good thing it didn't work earlier, or we probably would have met our maker right then. While the guy was still dead to the world, we checked a power box again. Aside from the switch we weren't allowed to touch, there was also a light bulb on top of the other side. Just as we reached for it, hey, guess what? The snoring dude literally jumped up and stopped us. I bet that bulb is his off switch. Getting rejected again, I stubbornly refused to look up a walkthrough and wandered back to the reception. This time we tried sweeping the car on the door next to them, but security here is way tighter. Not only does it need an ID card, it also requires a biometric scan. Naturally, we failed the vibe check, but that let us down alert Uncle Novio in the back. He straight up put a gun on us, demanding we step over and explain ourselves. We instantly chickened out and quickly lied that we accidentally got breakfast on on the card, which is why the scanner messed up. Luckily, he brought that ridiculous excuse. Taking advantage of that, we bolted. Paying Old Lamb another visit, we pushed deeper to the right, spotted a super busy operator from afar, and immediately went to fish for info.
Any intruders to report?
No, sir. Hey, just a minute. Who are you?
Safety Inspector.
Not again. If there's been a breach of regulations, see Lamb about it. He's responsible for safety.
Turns out this guy is lead technician. Faced with our questions, he made it crystal clear he'd rather focused on his job, so we didn't bother him anymore. Looking to the left, we noticed the drive motor for the conveyor belt. Its core gear were completely exposed. If we accidentally kicked that, we'd instantly turned into minced meat. Scanning further left, we found another door nearby, equipped with a security alarm at the entrance. We tried sneaking in, but got busted by the tech guy. He also told us Lamb only allows robots into that storeroom. Hey, don't we have a little sidekick too? So we secretly ordered Joy to go in and scout it out, while we peeked it through the window to watch. Sure enough, it was packed with stuff. As soon as Joy came out, we asked him what he found.
Find anything useful in the stores?
No, but there's a fuse box on the wall, connected to the alarm system.
Can you disconnect it?
Sorry, no can do.
Who makes a cleaner bot this short? Gonna upgrade him to that big shell. But after failing to open that robot with a crowbar, we had to leave disappointed and keep searching for that missing key item. After a whole lot of backtracking and searching, maybe our persistence finally moved the gaming gods. We suddenly remembered that locker we tried to look back in the recycling room might actually be some epic loot hiding in there, so we rushed all the way back, opened the locker, and whoa, it's not Gordon Freeman's crowbar. But this wrench is also definitely top tier loot. We happily sprinted back to Lamb's factory, sneak up to the conveyor drive, chucked the wrench right into the gears. The whole assembly line instantly shut down. Ignoring the tech guy losing his mind, we grabbed our wrench back and had 3 for the welder we'd been drooling over, used it to loosen the shell connections. And then it was time for magic.
Excellent.
How do you like the new shell?
It's sleek. Can't wait to use the welder.
You be careful with that thing. If I want you to use it, I'll tell you.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
And cut that out!
Upgrade complete! Joey just went full Terminate mode. Doing a little puzzle solving with him now is gonna be a piece of cake. Hitting the storm room again. Tall Joey easily melted the alarm fuse. Now we could finally walk in with our carbon-based bodies. But once inside, we realized the walkable area was basically just a tiny platform. We really need a tall bar to snag the stuff. We could see the crucial key right on the shelf, but we just couldn't reach it. Out of the corner of our eyes, looking down, looks like a piece of wire mesh. Flipping it over, it perfectly bridged the gap. Thanks to that, we finally snagged the key, plus the Holy Grail itself, a can of top-tier lubricant. Even Joey was hyping it up. Loaded up with sweet loot. Right as we were making our grand exit, Karma hit us like a truck.
Don't move. I have to search you.
What for? I'm not a criminal.
It's the supervisor's orders. If anything's missing, I get the blame.
Hey, that tickles.
Open up that coat. Why are you carrying that crowbar?
It's got sentimental value. My mother gave it to me.
Is that a wrench?
I carry it for luck.
You're a walking toolbox. Blimey. Smart shades.
You can have them if you like.
Really? Oh, I could fix them with sticky tape. What's that light bulb for?
Illumination? It needs electricity.
There's no need to be sarcastic. I'm only doing my job. Is that a can of lubricant?
Yes. 1 squirt is just the job. I'd never be without a can of lubricant.
You are now. 'cause that can is mine. You nicked that key, didn't you? Thank you for your cooperation. By the way, that sweater you're wearing.
Don't laugh at my sweater.
I'm not. I think it's brilliant. Will you swap it for my clipboard?
Not in a million years.
Good lord, this guy actually patted us down. A total violation of our privacy. Where's the justice? Guess I did steal the things. Never mind. Fair enough. But leaving empty-handed still rubbed us in the wrong way, so we immediately spun around and went back in. After another deep sweep, we were really scraping the bottom of the barrel this time. Only found a wad of chewed gum under the mesh. Even got mugged on the way out. Was just about to throw it away, but Joey's scan made us change our minds. He told us this thing was actually a plastic explosive, like the C4 ancient American soldier used to chew. Not only soft and chewy, but also straight up toxic. Armed with this vital clue, it hit us like a truck. A super risky plan instantly formed in our head. Quickly saying goodbye to Lam's factory, we rushed straight to the power room. Passing by that red wire from earlier, we told Joey to snap it first, just in case we messed up. We wouldn't blow the entire factory. Then, we darted to the surge test panel. Knowing the trick now, Joey and I hit the left and right buttons at the same time, bypassed the safety limits, and completely overloaded the machine. Seeing the massive steamwork show, the sleepy guy was suddenly wide awake, panicked and ran out to report the accident. The second he left, we knew this was our shot. Got ready to flip the manpower breaker, but plot twist, the left switch controlling the elevator didn't have a button. All that hassle just to pop the bulb off. But then, it clicked. What if we replace the bulb with the explosive we found? Hitting the switch would totally blow open the safe store. With nothing to lose, we went for it. One loud bang later, the door actually popped open. We quickly flipped the breaker and sprint with Joey to the elevator. Noticed Mr. Lamb was nowhere to be seen. Just to see if he'd already caught a ride home, we nervously swept a card. And this time, we finally struck gold. Watching the elevator door slowly open, we suppressed our hype and caught Joy to get in. As the elevator started to rumble down, the free world below was getting closer and closer. But is it really freedom waiting for us, or just another conspiracy? Reich's death and the secrets behind this overman. Will this surface as we make our escape? We'll find out all the answers in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this playthrough, make sure to drop a sub to the Egg Shop. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace!